Hey folks, sorry for the delay there. I was having a bit of trouble getting a couple of add-ons to work, uh, or rather to get the game to load with them. So I'm starting, this is Kerbal Space Program. um, if you haven't seen it before, it's been around for, gosh, probably 2.5 years now, I think, at least, since they've had some sort of public demo or version out there in some form or another, maybe even longer. But recently they just released an update. This is early access on Steam. You can get it on Steam or on their site. They believe it's on sale right now. Normally it is $26. Totally worth it in my opinion. One of my most played games on Steam. But because it is early access and you're going through these patches and stuff, I definitely go through waves with it. So, you know, I haven't played for the last couple of months. That's why I had to mess with some mods, kind of get stuff going, when I was getting stuff going here. And I still don't have everything installed again that I would like to have. And honestly, I'd love to mess around with Real Solar System, because that is starting to get to a much more playable point, it's looking like. So at some point, Real Solar System will make an appearance here. But since they've released an update, and 0.24 is also not that far around the corner, I figure I will be playing around with KSP again for at least a few months here. So this is the main new stuff that they added. Currently they're on version 0.23, and then they just added or came out with 0.23.5. Confusing, I know. Also called the ARM fork or branch asteroid redirect mission. So they have been working with NASA for both this and for an educational version of KSP and stuff. And the ARM update here is kind of the first product of that, or the first outcome of that. So add a few new parts, and then we have a couple of little missions here as well, and link out to NASA's actual asteroid redirect stuff, which, if you haven't looked into it at all, is really actually super cool. This is something we are really, will be doing in the next, are working on figuring out, and will be doing in the next 15 to 20 years, basically, because we have to, for our own future survival. Oh. Achievements is freaking out. So what do we have here? So we have a little asteroid grabber ship. It's already in a nice stable orbit around an asteroid. The other scenario starts you out in a similar ship. It's got another stage on it, and you have to rendezvous with the asteroid first. I did mess with that a little bit. But this is an easier way to just quickly show off the asteroids. So there's our asteroid over there, and this is one of the new parts here. We have a little grabber, a little asteroid grabber. Want to extend that out. And get ourselves oriented to go and approach the asteroid. Oh, we are just kind of out somewhere with an asteroid, huh? So in the other one, you're at an asteroid that's actually kind of close to home. Alright, we need to do a little adjustments here. I don't know how much control this ship will actually have without RCS. Plenty, I guess. Alright, and let's turn the RCS back on, and alright, so there you go. Successfully grabbed an asteroid. So that's the new little asteroid part here. It's got a couple of options so that you can kind of adjust your balance and stuff. And I guess we could have targeted center of mass and made this a lot easier. So yeah, now you're attached to the asteroid. You can kind of pivot around and get yourself set up how you want to be. And we're not going to worry about it too much here. Let's lock our pivot. And bam, the asteroid is now with us. Let's see if we can't crash ourselves in the asteroid into something here. Oh, that's alright. Let's go over to I would imagine we probably don't have enough Delta V in this little shitter to do anything. Let's see. There we go. And we're definitely not balanced with the asteroid, as you can see, because we're kind of hopping around and all of that. We're just looking, thrusting in a circle, not doing a whole lot. So yeah, that's the this little asteroid redirect stuff. They added a couple of other new parts as well besides the grabber arm. I can't actually remember what they are, to be honest with you. But it wasn't that many. There was 4 new parts in total. So yeah, there's that. And then, like I said, we have this other one that starts you. You have to actually get in and rendezvous first. I'm gonna have to reset all my achievement things after today. So yeah, so this one's in this crazy elliptical orbit, kind of just hanging around in the Kerbal system. And they give you this little ship here. See, there's a whole extra stage so you can kind of get in range. You got your grabber and all that stuff. That looks like the moon. So yeah, you're basically setting up burns so that you can, you know, they've already even got a burn set up for you. like, here, take this burn, and you'll kind of get an approach, and then you can work it from there. So that's the little scenarios. I am personally not big on the scenarios at all, just because there isn't a whole lot going on with them. You know, one day there will probably be something really interesting there, especially if the community creates a bunch of different stuff. But at the moment, that's definitely not where it's at. Where it's at. Is in the actual game. And so career mode is kind of what they've been recently expanding on. Sandbox is, the game's been sandbox for basically the entire time up until now, up until 0.23, which dropped back in like December or something, or November, somewhere around there. Which flag do we want to go with? Want the retro. The retro patch. So, as I said, I've got several different mods here going. Obviously, TAC life support is one of them. My biggest pet peeve of which is obviously, and it's totally not dude's fault because he's not a modeler, the containers. But that's, other people have fixed that or are fixing that. I am personally waiting for universal storage to get their TAC life support parts out. So let's see. As I said, I haven't played in a few months now. So other than I did check out the rendezvous scenario a couple of days ago. We don't want to allow respawn now. Enabled. We don't need to change anything. Alright. So yeah, some of these have actually come quite a ways since the last time I've messed with the mod. Alright. Got our tracking station here. So I guess the asteroids now, like, you'll actually kind of have to they've started with that kind of implementing actual use for the tracking station beyond just being like a UI for getting from ship to ship from the space center. I guess you have to actually kind of get asteroids to pop up. So yeah, you'll get like these unknown objects, I guess, and then you'll have to kind of track them for a while, and yeah. And then you'll be able to, you know, I guess if you track them for a while, you'll be able to actually figure out what their actual orbital path is, and then, you know, of course, once you know that, you can set up a mission to go there and all that. So the big thing with career is the science stuff here. So, which I actually installed a couple of different science mods that did not. Oh. So we'll see how the balance ends up on that. Unfortunately, the way it is right now, one of the first things you kind of do just to get some science and get some more parts right off the bat, you launch an unmanned pod. Or a manned pod. And just do some science right on the launch pad. So we got our little crew report here. gonna send Jeb out. Take me a surface sample. And an EVA. All right. Hop on back in. Get up. And we recover our vessel, and we'll have some science for free to spend without any real effort. Of course, that's not the fun way to do it, but gives you a little boost to unlock a couple of nodes. So let's actually go with survivability, because that'll give us the battery. So right now, science is kind of the only currency you really have to deal with. Eventually there will be money and all of that, and there will be actual contracts given out. That's my understanding is the contracts and stuff are actually supposed to be coming in 0.24, the next update. Currently there's a great mod out there called Mission Controller Extended that does actually handle all of that, handles money and has contracts and stuff, randomly generated contracts, so that you can kind of, you know, keep using them, as well as user created contracts and mission sets basically. And that has been updated already as well. I highly recommend that mod. I've played with it on and off for quite some time. Oh, we don't get separators, do we? Yes, we do. Let's just get them up in the air. Go, Jeb. Oh. We did not put a parachute on this vessel. Oops. Jeb will unfortunately be the first victim of my inattentiveness. So, just to make it spectacular, he might actually die right here anyway. Just because of... Nope. Almost died to the G-forces. So yeah, we're running he might actually die on re-entry though, depending. We're running deadly re-entry and FAR and all that kind of stuff. I like to kind of, since I'm not actually using RSS, I like to run kind of a mix between stock and realism. So I like to have things like you know, deadly re-entry and deadly re-entry and that still installed. I can't even transmit science. This is a dead end mission here. So that's a couple of visual mods at work, blocking out the stars when you're looking at planets and stuff, and giving us that great view of the moon there. Okay, sorry Jeb, I forgot to give you a parachute. Fall to your inevitable doom. Yeah, he's gonna die just from the forces of re-entry here. Oh, not quite. Oh. Sorry, Jeb. Goodbye, friend. Ouch, indeed. But we can revert. Although, honestly, I don't know with some of the crew mods and stuff I have if that actually brings him back or not. Oh, it does. So, now that we had that pointless little mission and killed somebody just for funsies, let's make an actual ship that can do some science and get something done. Not sure which mod that comes from. Alright, so we're going to load up so we can get a couple of readings. We will also need some extra batteries. Probably just one, honestly. Never hurts. Oh, that's a big one. Alright. It's the stock cone chute. Need a heat shield. Wouldn't want Jeb to fry now, would we? I think if that collides, then it works out right. Sort of. Not everything matches up all the time quite perfectly, but I mean, that's just the nature of things. Yeah, we can drop this heat shield at the same time that the parachute goes. more stage. That's not what I was meaning to do. So yeah, we don't really have a decent... Well, I suppose that might be a decent lifter engine. But yeah, let's go with this for now. Alright. All systems are looking good. Believe we're go. Oh, I should have done a throttle limiting on that. It's gonna be a little rough for a second, buddy. Alright, that actually will probably carry us quite a ways. Alright, let's cut those. Wait until we get up out of the atmosphere here. Ah, that one's already logged. And we're out of the atmosphere. We got about, okay, 40 seconds. So I don't think that this is actually going to circularize all the way to a full orbit, but should have a fairly decent suborbital flight. Yeah, again, like I said, it's definitely not going to put us into full orbit. But, make it about a quarter of the way. Well, whatever. Decent suborbital flight. Let's go ahead and let that go. Space junk. maximize out our science. How are we looking? Yeah, 2 batteries might have been overkill. I think I definitely could have just gotten away with the 1. Pending Kerbal. Alright, let's warp a little bit until we get a bit closer. So for stock Kerbal, if I remember right, I have to just kind of start worrying about heat and all of that about 35K. Although we're probably actually coming in slow and shallow enough that it's not really going to be any sort of issue. Yeah, this will be a nice, easy descent. Hardly even used up any shielding. Let's get some more pressure data. This one should already be, yep, filled up. Alright. Yeah, that's right. You do have to kind of move the toolbar separately for each window. And let's drop. Should be able to warp this down without too much. Yep. Hooray! Whole bunch of science out of that one. Alright, what do we got here? Ooh, more science instruments. So a few of these are from D-Orbital Science Pack, I want to say, is the name of it. Like this, the magnetometer boom and stuff. Surf map 2000, I'm not sure what the hell that is. Okay. That also costs us almost all the science we just gained. Alright. Oh, we can't get that now. That's still one of my pet peeves about the tree, and I just need to find a mod that modifies the tree in a way I like, but the starting with a manned and then getting remote, getting satellites later is kind of annoying. It fits with their tutorial philosophy, but it doesn't fit with the way most people who play KSP want to play. And there's a couple of mods out there that do actually address that. There's Better Than Starting Manned, which does it, and then ART, which I forget exactly what it stands for, but that also has kind of the aim of making a slightly more realistically balanced tech tree versus versus the tutorial style tech tree. Let's just step her up because I'm just trying to get some basic science done. That ought to be low enough to stop us from killing ourselves. Okay. Get that engine to kick on at the same time the decoupler goes. Oh, this might be interesting without a launch tower. And with no real proper control mechanisms yet. This will be fun. I think that's it. They'll just get us into a proper orbit. I don't think I ever did an on the pad temperature and stuff. Yeah. Oh, that's not looking so great. Maybe set the thrust a little too low. Alright, let's fix that. Let's try that. All right. Better-ish. I think I just don't have control. Yeah. Oh. That shouldn't have already been on. Emergency recovery. Actually, I should be able to log a different temperature on the ground. All good for Jeb. And you can take a surface sample for me. EVA report, get a surface sample. And bring him back home. Get in. Alright. Let's try this one more time. And then I'll go spend that science. Okay, that definitely did not help. Having both of those stage at the same time for no reason, but it's not like that was going. I didn't have any throttle. I think I just don't have the control. See if we give her a bit more thrust, if she'll just kind of push herself through. There we go. Got enough thrust that we can just get her going. And the solid stage is away. Alright. We have a nice safe trajectory out of the atmosphere. start circularizing, because otherwise we'll never make it. So I don't think we're going to quite get into a stable orbit, but we're going to get something. We might actually go orbital. Maybe. Maybe being the key there. Oh. No, it looks like we will. How do you like that? And kill it. Achieve 92, 73, awesome. Our first stable Kerbal flight on this one. On this save. Once you've kind of, I definitely, like when I first picked up KSP, getting into orbit the first few times was really hard. It was also harder to do back then, but it was really hard. And then you figure it out, and then all of a sudden it just becomes stupidly obvious and easy. And honestly, you can kind of, if you watch somebody do a descent or an ascent video once, you can kind of figure it out. Let's wait until we get over some land so we can get an interesting report. That should count. So I have Science Revisited installed as well from Captain Robo, however. And that basically swaps around. So in stock Kerbal, to get the differential reports, like based on what whether you're over like grasslands or mountains or water or whatever, you have to actually get out, and those are EVA reports. And among a couple of other things, like rebalancing all the science values and stuff, and the transmission values. That's why my values probably look different from stock KSP in terms of what science stuff is worth and things like that. It also handles that as well. But so it swaps the EVA and the crew reports, which in stock Kerbal, just once you're out in space, just differentiate. Oh, are you in high orbit or are you in low orbit? Instead, it swaps those, so the EVA reports are that, and the crew reports are more dependent on what type of land you're over. Which, in my opinion, and obviously other people's as well, makes more sense. So let's do some science and deorbit. I shouldn't be able to use that. Yep. Alright. So like to deorbit over some sort of different landmass if possible. Not necessarily the best at always making sure this will happen though, because I don't get in depth and do actual math calculations and stuff because that's just, it's a bit beyond me. I understand how it works. If I wanted to take the time, I could plug, you know, numbers into formulas and shit. Like I can comprehend what those people are doing when they're doing all of that stuff. For me, that's just not the fun way. I would rather wing it and maybe make it, maybe not. Just because that's the way I would rather play. Not that there is a right or wrong way by any means. This should definitely... I'll probably end up right in this bay, but I'm hoping that this will land me on the landmass here somewhere. This burn. Alright, so now we gotta wait around for this maneuver node. Alright, burn in 15. And burn. That should totally put me on this continent somewhere. It's a huge continent. I have to land on it somewhere. I just don't want to land in the water just because you end up... Obviously, it's easy to end up landing in the water most of the time if you don't plan where you're landing. So you end up over-sciencing the water really, really quick and you get all its value out of it. Whereas these other spots you actually have to target. So while I'm kind of confined to these missions that basically have to stay around Kerbal and stuff, I would like to get you know, some of these other continental areas out of the way. Especially because I'm not a big fan of playing of the actual like space planes and stuff, of the actual plane portion. Hi Loner, how's it going? We can actually probably just drop the rest of that too. Okay, both of these are still open. I am gonna have to go about testing and installing and testing compatibility with Warp Unlocker. Stock KSP, you're limited to four times warp if you're in an atmosphere and stuff. And waiting for landings like this, it can be a little long-winded sometimes. Just for what you're trying to accomplish anyway. Okay, so we should come down the desert somewhere. And we should be heating up just about now. That was a nice, easy re-entry. Okay. Let's get sped down until we're down by the ground here. Get our sciencey bits going. Soft landing for Jeb. Get me a surface sample. Oh yeah, I didn't log one of these. And I believe that'll be everything. Yep. Not bad off of that. 84 science. Alright, so let's invest in some flight control probably and more science parts, because science is going to start getting a little thin without actually making it out to different areas at this point. Oh, maybe just a couple short of control. Okay. These all 45s. Yeah. Well, just strap some more science on the same thing now. There we go. I'm gonna hang on to those other parts for probe stuff. Do want to see what the hell this is though, because I'm not sure which mod this came from. I would assume the D-Magic orbital science thing, whatever the fuck it's called, but I'm not sure. See if we can maybe do a polar orbit this time. I don't know that there's enough fuel to actually pull it off on this thing, but that'll give us a little different view, do something a little different, since I'm basically taking the same rocket up to do... No, fight it, fight it. Well, there you go. That's our trajectory now. That's the way it's gonna be. Yeah, that's... This is not gonna be pretty. Come on, we can still salvage this into something, Jeb. Let's do it. That's not what I wanted. There we go. That's something-ish. I don't think I... Whoa. Yeah, not even... Don't even have a trajectory out of atmosphere yet. Just barely. Alright, let's see if it'll hold it. We're certainly not going to go orbital, but this won't be a total failure. Alright. Got her lined up. And let's kick her on. the goo. If I could land down by the pole, that would be great. I don't know that that's gonna quite happen though. No, I'm gonna end up like in the water somewhere down by it. Okay, what's this thing? Oh, okay. Yeah, it must be another science gadget from the deorbital thing. It's blue and green, yellow and white. Okay, goodbye music. Chatterer does funny things to the music and stuff sometimes. All the sound mods have a tendency to occasionally mess that stuff up. Alright, let's get her flipped over. Oh, shit. I don't want to warp through that. Gonna make it on land, are we? Maybe. No, I don't think so. It's hard to tell, it's a little dark. Yeah, we're over water. Hard to tell with all the clouds. Almost made it to land. Oh well, at least the water's not already totally useless to me. Give me a crew report. pressure log. I think that fills everything up. And that gives us enough to get some control parts. SAS in there. So yeah, okay, now that we have control, let's actually just retry the polar mission that I was kind of going to do there. And try and actually land at a cap this time. This is looking much better. No, 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 where are you going? Come on, just hold it together. Oh, we got plenty. Okay, cut that. My unbalanced as shit command pod. Oh. 45 to the node. Let's get going. No, what the hell is happening? No. This is definitely not gonna be what we were planning. Give me a trajectory over land. Oh shit, I'm already back in atmosphere. Oh, that's as good as a trajectory as we're gonna get. Let's get the most dangerous EVA report. Aw. Oh, I should probably get myself faced correctly pretty soon, and I should dump that. Graphics mods, I have, was it the visual enhancements mod from the same guy who does the toolbar and all of that, and he also does a great memory reduction mod as well, and that's actually it. I have texture replacer ready to go but not installed, so none of that's like the high-res textures from texture replacer or anything. I think actually the only actual graphical mod right now is just the visual enhancements, which adds the all the clouds and the lights and stuff, the city lights and all of that. That's where that's coming from. Oh, there's also, I forget what mod exactly it's coming from too, but there is something that's, I believe it's from Distant Objects. So that is basically like if you're staring at a planet or something that's reflecting light, you don't see stars in the background and all that like you would in stock KSP, because that's how it would be in reality. And that also allows you, so like I could leave a station in orbit with distant objects on, and you can actually see it from the ground if you have lights on it and stuff, just like just like the real actual space station. And that also lets you see, so you'll notice from time to time that we'll see planets in the sky too. That's also coming from Distant Objects. Sure, give me the worthless pressure data. That was a little close. Alright. Give me a quick little EVA. And back on board you go. All right. These are all 90, I think. Yeah. Yeah, we need a launch tower so that we can actually get larger things on the pad without them just falling. Yeah, there's nothing quite nearby yet, asteroid-wise. Double up. Actually, what I think I might do instead. Let's do a full 3 stack. Go. Yeah, that's slow enough. Those cones, yes. we still shouldn't need any of that. Screw up the balance even more. Actually, do I have the service compartment stuff? Yeah. Come on. Alright, I guess it's not going to work quite the way I want it to. Yeah, there's not enough room to fit two down there. Screw it, I'll stick with the unbalanced piece of crap. Because to get it to do what I want, it's just going to add a bunch of extra weight that I don't need. These probably don't need to be at 100 with 4 of them, plus the main engine. Alright. Let's get this pile up. Oh. Probably should have staged it so that was actually active like I wanted. Alright, what do we got here? 70. Let's wait for 80 and kill it. Should be about there. Yep. kilometers. Oh, it's probably got to be out of atmosphere. There we go. Oh yeah, there we go. Actually, I totally have enough fuel that I can get out of the low orbit science threshold. There. Question is, will I have enough power? Should be fine. Yeah, we've already exhausted that. Alright. I guess I've kind of over-scienced this one for temp. Alright, let's just... Actually, we might be able to get a different mapping result here. We're over some land. There it is. Oh, nope, still thinks we're over water. Must have missed it. There we go. Alright, let's get out to Apo here. Yeah, we should be able to get some different results off of stuff. No, do not overwrite. Okay. Alright, yeah, so if I deorbit anywhere over here, I should hit land. That definitely get us on land and still be shallow enough to not kill us. Alright. See, yeah, these are all planets here that you're getting light off of from distant objects mod. That as well. And out there. And he's got different setups too for that mod for some of the solar system mods that are all out there, like Alternus Kerbal and stuff, and then the real solar system as well. So performance. Alright. Coming up on it in a minute. Let's get ourselves realigned. Burn in 15. We're gonna leave some junk behind with this burn too. burn. Alright. That's looking decent. Let's go ahead and drop that. Filled everything up except the barometer. Alright, back in Atmo. Let's go ahead and speed things up until we get a little closer to the ground. Alright. In we go. Oh, we did barely have enough life support though to get this mission done. Although that might actually be just because the way how it takes resources out when a Kerbal EVAs, I'm not entirely sure. Alright, let's get her down. Meters. There we go. Oh. Something broke. Oh, I think we lost the camera. Damn. Time to head home, Jeb. Your work here is done. Alright. I think we pretty much only have one option. New engine, more fuel tank. And actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it there for now. Thanks for watching. If you want to check out what else I've got going on, you can head on over to questingforpixels.com. Thanks again for watching. Have a good day.